Question 221. Describe your experience with integrating technology into the classroom. What tools have you found most effective? I have integrated various technologies into my classroom, such as learning management systems, LMS, like Canvas or Moodle for course management and communication. Tools like Google Workspace enhance collaboration on projects, while platforms like Kahoot or Socrative facilitate interactive quizzes. I've also used simulation software relevant to my subject area, which allows students to practice skills in a controlled environment. Additionally, I found video conferencing tools like Zoom invaluable for remote instruction, ensuring all students can participate actively regardless of their location. Question 222. How do you ensure that your teaching practices remain current with industry standards and technological advancements? To stay current, I engage in continuous professional development through workshops, webinars, and conferences relevant to my field. I also maintain relationships with industry professionals and advisory boards to gather insights on emerging trends. Regularly reviewing academic journals and participating in online forums keeps me informed about pedagogical advancements. I incorporate this knowledge into my curriculum, ensuring students learn the most relevant and up-to-date concepts. Collaborating with colleagues for curriculum reviews and sharing best practices further enhances the relevance of my teaching methods. Question 223. What role does assessment play in your teaching strategy, and how do you ensure it is fair and comprehensive? Assessment is integral to my teaching strategy, serving as a tool for measuring understanding and guiding instruction. I employ a mix of formative and summative assessments, including projects, quizzes, and peer evaluations. To ensure fairness, I use rubrics that clearly outline expectations and provide consistent grading criteria. I encourage self-assessment and reflection, allowing students to identify their strengths and areas for improvement. Regular feedback is crucial. I schedule one-on-one meetings to discuss assessments and progress, fostering an environment of open communication and support. Question 224. Can you discuss your experience with teaching online courses and the challenges you faced? I have taught several online courses and faced challenges such as student engagement and maintaining a sense of community. To combat these issues, I use interactive content like discussion boards, live Q&A sessions, and group projects to promote participation. Another challenge is ensuring students have the necessary technical skills. I provide tutorials and resources to support them. Additionally, I regularly solicit feedback through surveys to improve course structure. Time management becomes crucial in online settings, so I create clear schedules and deadlines to help students stay on track. Question 225. Describe a successful project-based learning experience you have facilitated and its outcomes. I facilitated a project-based learning experience where students designed a mobile application to solve a community issue. They worked in teams, conducting research, developing prototypes, and presenting their solutions. This project not only enhanced their technical skills, but also fostered collaboration and communication. The outcome was impressive. Students gained practical experience in project management and user-centered design principles. Presentations to local stakeholders provided them with real-world feedback, and some teams even received interest in developing their ideas further. This experience reinforced the importance of applying theoretical knowledge to practical, impactful projects. Question 226. How do you incorporate feedback from students to improve your teaching methods? Incorporating student feedback is essential for continuous improvement. I regularly use anonymous surveys at mid-semester and end-of-course evaluations to gather insights on my teaching methods and course content. I analyze this feedback for common themes and specific suggestions. Additionally, I hold informal check-ins during class to solicit real-time feedback on teaching pace and engagement strategies. Based on this input, I adjust my instructional approaches, such as modifying assignment deadlines or providing additional resources. Communicating changes based on feedback reinforces to students that their voices are valued, fostering a more collaborative classroom environment. Question 227. What strategies do you use to create an inclusive learning environment for all students? Creating an inclusive learning environment involves recognizing and valuing diversity among students. I implement universal design for learning principles, which include offering multiple means of representation, engagement, and expression. By providing various resources, like videos, readings, and hands-on activities, I cater to different learning styles. I also establish ground rules that promote respect and open dialogue. Encouraging group work allows students to learn from each other's perspectives. Additionally, I actively seek out and include diverse voices in course materials, ensuring that all students see themselves represented in the curriculum. Question 228. How do you promote critical thinking and problem-solving skills among your students? I promote critical thinking by incorporating open-ended questions and real-world scenarios into my lessons. I challenge students to analyze problems from multiple perspectives and develop innovative solutions. Group discussions and debates are integral, as they encourage students to articulate their reasoning and consider opposing viewpoints. I also use case studies that require students to identify issues, research solutions, and present their findings. Assignments often involve projects that simulate real-life challenges, fostering collaboration and critical analysis. By emphasizing process over just correct answers, I help students develop a deeper understanding of complex concepts. Question 229. Explain your familiarity with CCD practices and how you would teach these concepts to students. I am well versed in continuous integration and continuous deployment (CCD) practices, which streamline the software development process. To teach these concepts, I would start with foundational principles, explaining the significance of automation in testing and deployment. I would demonstrate tools like Jenkins or GitLab C through hands-on lab exercises, guiding students in setting up their pipelines. By engaging them in small projects, they can experience the full CCD cycle, from code commits to automated deployments. I would also discuss the cultural aspects of DevOps, emphasizing collaboration between development and operations teams, which is essential for successful implementation. Question 230. Discuss your experience with cloud technologies and how you incorporate them into your teaching. I have extensive experience with cloud technologies such as AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. In my teaching, I incorporate cloud platforms to illustrate concepts like scalability, storage, and computing power. I provide hands-on labs where students deploy applications on cloud environments, allowing them to understand the practical implications of cloud computing. I also discuss real-world use cases, such as how businesses leverage cloud solutions for cost efficiency and flexibility. To enhance learning, I integrate projects that require students to solve problems using cloud technologies, reinforcing theoretical knowledge through practical application.